It's Taco Tuesday, and we're going to talk about the tyrannical tangerine here in his unhinged behavior. And Taco these days stands for Trump always chickens out. We're about to talk about him because he needs to be discussed in his unhinged behavior and how his unhinged behavior is causing calamity and chaos. This is your blanket trigger warning. If you are drinking anything, please push it to the side. If you are eating anything, please swallow it completely. Because yes, some of the things that I say may cause you to choke. We don't want to get anything stuck in your throat. Now, over on my YouTube page, on my community post, I made this post about the tyrannical tangerine. I said, his caked on makeup all in the crevices and craters of his face bothers me, and the folds of his neck vex my soul. I bet when he unbuttons that top button and takes off his tie, his neck gina tumbles out. Now, I say that with all due disrespect because he doesn't deserve respect. But I am just so vexed about the makeup and the lack of blending. And you know that the people nearby him cannot stand him to eat because they don't even say, sir, your tangerine, your poo colored makeup is not blended in correctly. Because why aren't people helping him? And yes, I am going to talk about some serious things today, but somebody in the comments said that his neck was a necrotum. And then Pickle Man says, nice try. I worked on a farm and that's nothing but a hog scrotum with some sort of fungal infection. So a hog scrotum. I didn't know. I've never worked on a farm like that. But now let's get into some real things that the tyrannical tangerine is causing and some of the chaos that he is causing. Yesterday, after I made this video about Iran sending short and mid-range missiles into Israel, all of a sudden I hear that Trump is announcing a ceasefire agreement between Iran and Israel. And I'm like, really? They literally just sent some missiles over there. Now, all of a sudden, Trump is announcing via social media that there has been an agreement. And I'm like, this dude really does talk about everything on social media. Like literally, I bet you his handlers are like, we cannot give him real-time information because Trump is going to take to Truth Social. I did go to his Truth Social today. It is belligerent. This dude should not be president. He shouldn't be in charge of a turnkey lemonade stand, let alone the country. But he said that there was an agreement. He declared Israel and Iran have agreed to a ceasefire after missile exchanges, claiming the 12-day war will end following a phased implementation over 24 hours. Congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire in approximately 6 hours from now, when Israel and Iran have wound down and completed their in-progress final missions for 12 hours, at which point the war will be considered ended. Trump shared on a post on his social media platform, Lie Social. Officially, Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire. So this is what he's saying. And I'm like, is this really what's happening? And it's not what happened. They kept going, and this did make Trump upset. So this is just the headlines from Barron. Trump says Israel and Iran both violated ceasefire and warns against further escalation. Like, dude, they did not even have an agreement. And why would they tell you just so you can blast it? Everybody knows that you can't hold water. Why would they tell you anything that's in progress? Trump is unhinged on his Lie Social page. I go to his page just to see, and I see post after post after post, retweets, all caps, weirdly capped things. He is literally doing this. So one of the posts this morning, Iran will never rebuild their nuclear facilities. And he's saying this because their talking points is that Iran's nuclear facilities were obliterated. That was their talking points. And then other people are like, no, they were damaged. They were not obliterated. And so Donald Trump is, coming after the people that are reporting that no, it's not obliterated. He's like, y'all just don't like the military. Y'all don't like the B-2 pilots, and you don't like America. All because they weren't obliterated. Like he said, they were damaged but not obliterated. And the thing is, since Trump does all of this, talking on social media, it gives people the opportunity to move things. They were saying that Iran had the opportunity to move some of their nuclear capabilities away from the targeted area because Trump was doing all of this talking on social media. Anyways, the next post. Heading to NATO, where at worst it will be a much calmer period than what I just went through with Israel and Iran. I look forward to seeing all of my very good European friends and others. Hopefully much will be accomplished. Nothing much is going to be accomplished considering the way you have handled trade wars and tariff wars and tariffing everybody that was our trade partners. And all of this goes together. He has alienated the whole globe to where the United States doesn't have any trading partners, and we're not going to have any partners if Donald Trump really does bring the heat to America. If people start bombing America or bombing Americans in other countries. He's admonishing Israel in all caps. Israel, do not drop those bombs. If you do, it is a major violation. Bring your pilots home now. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. He is giving directives via live social posts. Now Israel's like, oh, shucks. Let me turn around now. He was saying that Israel was doing a wave by or just flying by in an airplane and waving. And then he says, Israel is not going to attack Iran. He basically handled it down here. He handled it. So now, an hour later, he says, Israel is not going to attack Iran. All planes will turn around and head home while doing a friendly plane wave to Iran. Nobody will be hurt. The ceasefire is in effect. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. I think that all of this bombing stuff was because his birthday party bombed. His parade was a failure. His butt fluffing parade, it barely got a golf clap. And so he needed to, distract from all of that. Plus, his big, beautiful bill is a bust and it is very unpopular. And so he needed to maybe distract from that. But we do need to bring it back to domestic things that are happening right now. And so this completely unhinged live social post does precisely that. He says, now that we have made peace abroad, because now everything is peaceful, we must finish the job here at home by passing the great, big, beautiful bill, all caps, and getting the bill to my desk ASAP. It will be a historic present for the great people of the United States of America, all caps. As we begin the celebration of our country's 250th birthday, we are finally entering our golden age, which will bring unprecedented safety, security, and prosperity for all of our citizens. To my friends in the Senate, lock yourself in a room if you must. Don't go home and get the deal done this week. Unlike Donald Trump, who likes to play golf every single weekend and has probably had more vacations than anybody in the United States. Anyways, he says, don't go home, get the deal done. Work with the House so they can pick it up and pass it immediately. No one goes on vacation until it's done, unless you're the President of the United States and you get to go golfing. Everyone, most importantly, the American people, will be much better off thanks to our work together. Make America great again. The reason why I have no issue with insulting him is because he's completely disrespectful to other people. This is another live social post saying, stupid AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, one of the dumbest people in Congress, is now calling for my impeachment, despite the fact that crooked and corrupt Democrats have already done that twice before. The reasons for her ratings is all of the victories that the USA has had under the Trump administration. The Democrats aren't used to winning, and she can't stand the concept of our country being successful again. When we examine her test scores, we will find out she is not qualified for office, but nevertheless, far more qualified than Crockett, who is a seriously low IQ individual, or Ilhan Omar, who does nothing but complain about our country. Yet the failed country that she comes from doesn't have a government, is drenched in crime and poverty, and is rated one of the worst in the world. if it's even rated at all. How dare the mouse tell us how to run the United States of America? It goes on and on and on. He talks about them. He talks about Thomas Massey, talks about primarying him. And then he is actually cussing on his way to get on an airplane. This dude is unhinged completely.
I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing.